Hi beautiful people, welcome back. Hope everybody is doing fantastic wherever you are in this world. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and the notification bell so be notified each time I upload. Also, please do not take what I say as facts. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. First, foremost, and most importantly, my deepest condolences go out to the Smith and the Petito family for the loss of their beautiful baby girl. So you guys, in today's video, I am going to be discussing and going over how Katie Joy covers the story of Gabby Petito. In my humble opinion, she is disrespectful, she is insensitive, no compassion, and it just doesn't sit easy with me. So what I have decided to do is go through all of her videos, react to it, to show you, in my opinion, how she's in it just for the money. And that's just my opinion. So this is just a little backstory if you guys do not know what I'm talking about or who I'm talking about. So Gabby Petito, 22 years old, on June of 2021, Gabby and her fiance went on a cross-country trip. They traveled in her white Ford van to the West Coast and visited state and national parks. She shared her journey with others on her social media. She kept in contact regularly with her family during her travels, and then suddenly communication stopped around the end of August. In August 12, 2021, the couple had an encounter with the Moab, Utah police. The two were described as getting into a physical fight, but they both didn't want anyone to be charged with a crime. So the officers suggested that the couple separate for the night. The last week of August, Gabby's family told police they were lost in contact with her during the last week of August. According to the Petito family lawyer, the family's last communication with Gabby was August 30th, but they do not believe that that message was from her. Then on September 1st, Brian Laundrie returned home in Northport, Florida, where he and Gabby lived with his parents, but Gabby was not with him. Then on September 11th, after not being able to get in touch with Gabby, her family, who lives in New York, reported her missing. Then on September 19th, human remains were discovered in Teton County, Wyoming, were consistent with the description of Gabby Petito. The manner of her death was a homicide. Brian Laundrie is still missing, nowhere to be found. He's wanted. There is a federal warrant out for his arrest, but not for the homicide of Gabby Petito, but for bank fraud. So that's where we are with that. Now, as I said, I want to cover how insensitive, in my opinion, Katie Joy is when covering the story. If you guys are willing and would like to donate to the Petito family, there are two GoFundMes. I will list them in the description box, and here they are on the screen. Feel free. If you cannot, that's fine. I'm sure they would appreciate your prayers. I'm just putting it out there that they do have a GoFundMe, and these are the two most legitimate GoFundMes out there that I know of. So Katie Joy decides to cover the story, and her first video she made was this one where it says, "Where is Gabby?" Van life blogger Gabby Petito disappears during. This was a 14-minute video, okay? And during this video, she mentioned Gabby's surname 6 times. 6 times. She got her surname right one time. Just once. She kept on calling her Gabby Petito. And let's not even go to her Twitter, where she kept on hashtagging Gabby Petito, but she put Gabby Pepito. And I mean, at the end of the day, with something so important like this, if you want to cover a story, make sure everything is on point. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're using a hashtag. She's trying to get the attention of this family. You know, everything she hashtagged them. But then for majority of the time, it was the wrong surname she was hashtagging. Now, I want you to listen to how she misspeaks.
Brian and his parents refuse to speak with them, and so they're forced on September 11th to file a missing police report. So, or missing persons report with the police. So when they filed the missing persons report, instead of helping authorities, Brian actually obtains a lawyer, and he refuses to cooperate, and he exercises his Fifth Amendment. Who has been sucked into the missing persons case of Gabby Petito? I don't generally cover missing persons cases, but I felt like this would just be an opportunity to share information that I have discovered on the internet and provide information for you guys to share if you have any tips and where you should call if you have any information about this.
Honestly speaking, you guys, I am a regular true crime watcher. Bailey Sarian, Mike from That Chapter, Ellen O'Neill, KENDALL, Dustin Daly. When you watch their channels, when they speak about these true crimes, they are so sensitive to the topics, they're respectful to the topics, compassionate when compassion is needed. They're just so professional. Now, in Katie Joy's case, nothing of that is there, in my opinion. She just goes off and wants to be the first to put everything out. She wants to always be on top. And what is that leading to? That is leading to massive misinformation. It's leading to a lot of mistakes. And that should not be happening, because this young lady, Gabby Petito, has lost her life. So this is not about getting the information out first. It's all about getting out the right information. Quality over quantity. But when it comes to Katie Joy, in my opinion, it's all about the views, the numbers, and the money. Just my opinion. She goes on the next night and she does another live. And this live was Justice for Gabby, breaking news, Gabby Petito found near camping area. Now, when you're covering a case like this, or a story like this, off the back, you sympathize with the family. This woman went on her channel for 7 minutes, without sympathizing with the family. Within those 7 minutes, and I even jotted this down, she starts her video apologizing about a delay. How hard she's been working to get the stuff out. She couldn't find a press conference that wasn't news specific and didn't want to live stream other people's content. Now, you guys, during this whole, since this has broken, this news has broken, I've been watching Mel. I've been watching Duty Ron. I've been watching so many. These people have been live streaming all the stories, other people's. But the reason Katie Joy does not want to live stream anybody else's content is because she wants to remain monetized. Period. End of story. Let's move on. Then she says she welcomes everybody. She promotes her Instagram. She spoke about the breaking news. She went over Gabby's dad's Twitter, where he posted about the heartbreaking story. She even said the FBI expressed their condolences off the bat, but still at this point, she didn't. Then after 7 minutes, you guys, she decides to express her condolences to the family. And this is the biggest slap in the face. Let me play this clip for you.
First and foremost, I think we need to just extend our heartfelt condolences to the family members here. Joseph and her mom, I can't remember her mom's name right now, have been on social media relentlessly for the past, 10 days.
She couldn't even remember Gabby's mom's name. Katie, her name is Nicole Schmidt. Nicole Schmidt. So if you want to cover such an important story, at least try to remember the important people to the story. For future Katie, Gabby Petito's dad's name as Joseph Petito. Her stepmother's name as Tara Petito. Gabby's biological mother as Nicole Schmidt. Her stepdad as Jim Schmidt. Katie goes ahead and explains why she was so drawn to the story.
This specific case really spoke to me because of a variety of reasons. I know I get a lot of requests from you guys to do missing persons cases, and I have to feel like I always have to pick and choose, but I don't cover true crime. I really don't. But this one specifically spoke to me because Gabby actually reminds me of my best friend from college. And I know it's weird when you feel like you have a personal connection to someone, but when someone literally reminds you of someone that you love, it's hard not to want to find answers for that person because you feel like you know them. And the more that her dad spoke about Gabby, the more it just reminded me of my friend. And so I just kept thinking about if this were my friend, I would want to find her come hell or high water.
Bullshit, Katie. Bullshit, okay? In my opinion, this is nothing but a cash grab for Katie. She has shown nothing but disrespect. She has been so reckless with her information. All in my opinion, she shows no emotion. She shows no compassion, no sympathy. She got a lot of people riled up when she retweeted somebody's post and her response. And this is what it says. All know a Gabby Petito, or we've been her. Stuck in an abusive relationship with a man who continues to make us feel crazy or look crazy. A man who triggers us with abusive, horrible behaviors and then faults us for our responses. I think that's why this case hit home for so many women. We either know or have been a woman stuck in the cycle of abuse and struggle to get out. Confused as to whether this is love or not, because some days are good. Gabby's story should be a huge wake-up call to us and the ones still in these relationships. Leave. You are not crazy and it's not your fault the relationship is failing. You've been broken down and controlled. Leave now before it's too late. Find the strength. You're in danger. Narcissists are dangerous. These types of men are not capable of love. They never will love you. And then she responds by saying, so much this. So many of us can identify with Gabby Petito. I was Gabby Petito. I dated a narcissistic abuser. They are so good at gaslighting that they make it hard to leave. My heart breaks for hashtag, and get this, Gabby Petito. At least, the least you can do, Gabby Joy, is at least get it right. She then talks about a GoFundMe.
There is a family GoFundMe, you guys. Let me share that for you guys.
Okay. It doesn't mention anything about how she will be donating, nothing. So a subscriber asked her if she was going to donate, and yet it is. This subscriber actually asked her, is she going to be donating her super chats? Katie did not answer, but her husband, the enabler, this is what he says. What do you mean, Mr. Crystal Balls? What? She's asking a valid, you asking her what? All she's asking is a valid question. Since in your wife is mentioning a donation page, since she's monetizing the loss of their daughter, so this subscriber is asking a valid question. Will your wife be donating her super chats? What is so wrong about that? You want to know what? Because at the end of the day, it's all about the money for Katie Joy. But remember this, you guys.
$1,000 donation to her legal fund if you guys want to follow suit and use the link.
Oh my God.
But she needs help in any sort of way. And we last year donated every dime to the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. So right now I am sending $1,000 to her legal fund. If you are interested and want to help, use the link above.
She was all about being the big shot and being how she can just donate $1,000 to Sophie Long, mom's, or whatever she had going on, lawyer's fees or whatever. She was a big shot trying to get everybody else to follow suit or match her donation. She looked like an idiot. And the only reason, in my opinion, she donated the $1,000 was to try get redemption for calling Sophie Long a brat. Just my opinion. And you guys, like I said, I am going to be talking about all her lives where she talks about Gabby Petito. And we're going to go into it on how she is doing her utmost best to keep her videos or to monetize her videos, that she coaches her subscribers on what words to use, what words not to use, so she can keep her monetization. And if you've not heard this, anybody that covers true crime will let you know. Those videos very seldom get monetized. I am going to link KENDALL Ray's video that she actually did about Gabby Petito. This was the most elegant, the most respectful, the utmost best video I have seen of somebody talking about Gabby Petito's disappearance. Well, now her homicide. Also, another thing, you guys, as I'm filming this, what's the time? It's Saturday morning, 9:34 a.m. Okay. Katie Joy has posted about this story of Gabby Petito on her Instagram 156 times. 156 times. These two videos that I am talking about, the one was 14 minutes, the other one was an hour. She had 15 ads on both those videos. Now, this is what I'm going to explain to you is how spiteful Katie Joy is, okay? So in this live, she was talking about how they found the remains of Gabby Petito. And according to her, it was because of the parents telling them where she was, where they last knew she was, or it was everything else besides giving Red, White, and Bethune the credit.
They actually were able to narrow in on this specific area because apparently Gabby had spoken with her mom and dad and let them know that she and Brian had been camping at the Teton National Forest and that they were staying at the Spread Creek camping area.
Because to my knowledge, their footage was so instrumental in finding the remains of Gabby Petito. They were interviewed by so many news outlets. And then she only acknowledges it when she gets called out during her chat. She decides to give them credit.
Yes, and this specific video, which was provided by Jen, I think that's her name, Jen Bethune, was actually how they found her. So they were able to locate her based on this video.
That this woman, and I'm going to say this, but this is just my opinion. She took that footage and she put it on her Instagram without giving them any kind of credit. And if you had watched their video, this family is also a YouTube family, that RV, that traveling family, okay? If you had watched the whole video, in the month of September, this family does a road trip because they are raising funds for the Mental Health Association. In September, one of the years, I can't remember which year, their son was actually killed in a car crash. So they decide to do a road trip every year, September time, to raise funds. Did Katie Joy let you guys know that? She stole their footage to put on her Instagram, which to date has accumulated, nearly 90,000 views, which got her at the time to get at least hundreds of new followers to her Instagram. She accumulated over 100, after posting that, she accumulated over 100 new followers on her Instagram. No credit to them. Absolutely not. To me, that's stealing. That is stealing. For your own personal gain? Just my opinion. So her heart is so heavy to give these people recognition, to give them credit. She decided to talk about somebody else that doesn't even have a platform. And according to her, they were so instrumental, authorities finding Gabby's remains.
And her name is Morgan, and she had interviewed a couple that actually was there at the same time. And they said they also saw the van, and that when the Bethune family found this video of the van, that was the first time they physically could see it. But a family had spoken to this affiliate, I don't even know if it was Fox or NBC in Wyoming. They said that the van had been abandoned for like several days. So it was completely empty. No one was there. No one was going back to the van, and people around them thought it was very unusual.
This woman is she got such a bad heart, in my opinion. There's no other words. Only she must get the attention. She must get the story. She must do the breaking news. She must be first at everything. But she had the audacity to post that clip on her Instagram, which has by now garnered her over nearly 90,000 views.
Her dad actually flies down to, I think he goes down to Florida at this point looking for her.
That is not true, Katie. They decided at the beginning of the year to move to Florida to be closer to Gabby. So they were already in Florida when Gabby was reported missing. This is another thing, misinformation and leaning on her own understandings.
I think he did something to her and left, because I think they had to dig to find her remains.
Now, if you listen to this clip of people reporting on it, she was never buried.
And from what I understand, I heard a reporter this morning talk about with a drone view, they had noted that you could actually see her body.
Oh,
and
I
so
heard about
what that
that
tells me is that she was not buried. She was actually just kind of left on top of the ground. How horrible is that?
I don't know if you were following the search. They were doing what is called land surveys, and the land surveys are where they actually like survey the land, where they can check for dirt that has been recently disrupted and just like and moved. And she was buried, from my understanding. So I don't think this was that she just got into an accident or something like that.
That is Katie leaning on her own understandings, making a story up, speculating. And this is the thing that I appreciate about those channels that I do watch. First of all, Kendall Ray is the first one now to come out and give you a timeline of everything that's going down. For the most part, all those true crime channels that I do watch, they basically wait for either for it to be solved or for facts to come out, then report on it. What Katie Joy is doing is leaning on her own understanding, speculating, getting information from all different sources and coming to her own conclusions. Then she was asked about Brian Laundrie's parents.
Brian's parents are not wealthy, from what I understand. I think their house is only like 1,400 square feet. That's all I know about that.
What does Katie Joy have against people living in small homes? What? She's done this with the Duggars. She's done it with so many other people. Oh, they only live in a 1,400 square foot home. They're not wealthy. How do you know, Katie? How? Maybe these people are frugal. Maybe they invested all their money. They're in retirement. You don't know what's going on in their bank accounts. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So instantly, you're going to put these people down because of what you assume the son has done. Nobody knows yet where he is, what he's done, what the real story is. Nobody knows that, okay? But Katie Joy has already convicted this guy. I'm not saying he's a good guy, don't get me wrong. But the things that she has speculated and said about him, is unfreaking believable. She is so reckless with the information, the way she puts out her information. And she calls herself a reporter and a journalist. Are you kidding me? And to end this, you guys, this is how reckless and dangerous this woman is, okay? There was this Mustang parked in the laundry's yard. So there was some kind of chit-chat about this Mustang.
They were basically tweeting out this afternoon that the police didn't know who the Mustang was registered to. It's wild.
In turn, what did Katie Joy do? Katie Joy decided to search this number plate and who it belonged to. And she put all that information out on her Twitter. And at the end of the day, what happened? It was the wrong number plates that she researched. She got it wrong. So she doxed the wrong person. How irresponsible is that? How wrong is that? Now she wants to be a private investigator? Are you kidding me? This needs to stop. It truly needs to stop. At the end of the day, this is such a sensitive topic. This is such a sensitive story. Somebody has lost their daughter. It's not about you, Katie. Gabby Petito is Gabby Petito. She was her own individual self. She wasn't anybody but her. Nobody else is Gabby Petito. You're not Gabby Petito. You never will be Gabby Petito. Okay? Period. So, until you learn some respect, until you learn how to be fair, until you learn how to do what's right, I am going to keep calling you out on your bullshit. Because this family does not need you out there getting her name wrong, getting information wrong, trying to reach out to them and trying to get their attention. You're just reprehensible, in my opinion. You don't have Gabby Petito's best interest at heart. You have your own best interest at heart. And we're gonna find out, you guys. I'm gonna show you as we go along. It's all about you and getting the money from the story. You are in such a bad place. In my opinion, Katie Joy, you're getting sued each different way. You're facing a class action lawsuit. You've got attorneys to pay. You bring all this upon yourself. Gabby did not bring this upon herself, okay? Let's be clear about that. So for you to be making money off of her fate is disgusting. That makes you disgusting. For you to make up stories about Gabby, and oh, update. Remember she said that the FBI had multiple people calling and saying that she was harboring Brian, and the police came to her house in bulletproof vests. Oh, that story has changed. So after being called out on her bullshit lies, okay, she changed her story and she put on Twitter, and you can pause to read. She said that she was swatted. No, Katie Joy. No. It's like you are so shameful. You are disgusting human being as far as I'm concerned, because there is no love for you. Definitely, without a doubt, was not swatting. Absolutely not. So you guys, like I said, I'm gonna keep doing these videos because you don't profit off of somebody else's ill fate, period. And at the end of the day, karma is a bitch. I'm sorry. But you guys, that's it. Once again, this is the GoFundMes and donation pages for the Petito family. The GoFundMes will be used for legal costs, transportation fees, and also support others during this time. and any remaining funds will be donated in honor of Gabby. So if you would like to donate, feel free. Thank you so much in advance. And once again, my deepest condolences go out to the Petito and the Smith family. May Gabby rest in peace, and you guys, please be safe out there. Don't forget to wear your mask and always be kind to one another. Thanks, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.